So the first thing we're going to want to do, and this is just good practice, is to create some variables telling us where our pins are, or which pins have the LED plugged in. So I'm going to just write light variable. And these are going to be an integer. So I'll say int light pin. And I'm going to assume that you followed the other tutorial that we're in pin 7. If it's different, that's fine. Just put another number on there. If you need a second light pin, it's easy enough. Maybe we'll call this the blue light pin, and that might be in 6. Doesn't really matter. If you want a little shorter way of writing this, you don't want to write int again, you can, after the first 7, just put a comma, and you can keep on going with creating more integer variables. But I'm going to stick to what we have here. We have a single pin. Now we're going to go into the void setup. You can see it gives you a little information. It works once at the start. The first thing we need to do is to tell it what pin mode. So pin mode, and I'm going to say light pin, and I want this to be an output. So we want to give out electricity. And there we go. We've got our light pin set up. Now, if you didn't use variables, you could put just 7 here. It would do the same thing. The problem would be is what happens if you rewire it and put it to a different pin. Then you have to go through every single place that you've talked about your light pin. So I highly recommend just putting some variables in there, make your life easy. Now in here, we could actually say to start, I either want the light pin on or off. So I could go digital right. I need to tell what pin. So that's the light pin. And I can either go high or low. So high meaning I want it on. Now if I put high here and then I go put low in the loop runs repeatedly. So I could go digital right, light pin low. Now you would never actually see it turn on or off. It would just look like it's off right from the get-go. That setup happens so fast. Now if you want to see this, now you could put a delay in there. You could say, okay, we want that light pin off to start, and then for 1 second or 1,000 milliseconds, we're going to wait. That means that light pin will stay on low. It actually means all the code will stop. And then we can go digital right. And then again, we're talking about the light pin. And we want this to be high. Now, if you leave it like this, it will still appear that the light pin is off the whole time, because there's only a delay between it being off and on. But there's never a delay afterwards to say, hey, you need to stay on for a second. So let's stay on for 2 seconds. So now, looking at this code, what it'll do is say, okay, we're going to be off for 1 second, and then we're going to be on for 1 second. Now, the problem with this is delay actually stops the whole code from running, so no other code will run afterwards. But this will get your LED working.